Carol Baskins killed her damn husband. Guys, players, welcome to the Sports Plus Live podcast, episode number 42, which, of course, is the Jackie Robinson episode of the Sports Plus Live podcast. My name is Edgar, Mr. A.K.A. Rodriguez, and it's very fitting that this episode falls a day after Jackie Robinson Day. April 15th is Jackie Robinson Day, and April 15th, ironically, is usually tax day. But now with everything going on, there's no taxes to be owed right now. Don't get it twisted. You're still going to owe taxes. If there's three things that's certain in life, is death, taxes, and me whipping your ass. Just kidding. That's what Chael Sonnen said once. It's pretty cool. Very special. I didn't realize it didn't work out this way. The episode number 42 of Sports Plus Live podcast would fall right around the same time as Jackie Robinson Day. If you guys don't know what Jackie Robinson is, Jackie Robinson, one of the first black baseball players in the major leagues, transcended, I don't want to say transcended, but was a big reason why a lot of African Americans play sports now. Back then when he started, it wasn't cool. It wasn't one of those things. It wasn't allowed, really, to be honest with you. There was a big old racial divide. Still is pretty much. But now in sports, I think black athletes kind of run the world. And because of Jackie Robinson, all kinds of athletes of different races, different nationalities, are able to, play sports and do what they love. Very, very honorable that he does get his own day in baseball. I think usually around this time, we've had baseball in full swing probably now for about a month. No, not a month. It's a few weeks. And, I think they usually wear number 42 to commemorate Jackie Robinson. Everyone does, which is a pretty cool thing to do. But this is where we're at. Right now, there's no sports going on, unfortunately. Very little sports going on. I know they're still showing kind of reruns. They're still talking about sports, still talking about the draft coming up, off-season news. How is the sports world going to be up, or how or when the sports world is going to be up and running? Not 100% sure. It is, no one really knows anything, to be honest with you. President Trump, like I said, we don't talk politics, but this kind of sparked my, grabbed my eye, so to speak. He's putting together a sports advisory committee, to know when, kind of inform him of, when we can reopen the economy and stuff like that. But here are a couple of the names that kind of stood out to me, and this is why it piqued my interest, because we talk about both of these gentlemen on here a lot. Number one is Dana White. Dana White is part of the committee. Dana White, has been trying to lobbying to get. You almost had a fight going on within this whole pandemic. Got shut down in the last second. Would have had a fight coming up in 2 days this weekend, but obviously got shut down. So he's trying his best, and obviously he's friends with Donald Trump as well, the president. And I'm not surprised he's on here, but I'm very interested to see what this committee does. Other big name on here is Vince McMahon, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, CEO and chairman of the WWE. Another friend of the Donald. So those are two big names. Also going to be, let me take a look here. Kind of wants to know when we could all return to normal. Going to be heads of the NFL, NHL, MLB, NBA, PGA, and LPGA as well. So it's a big committee, not only of those two, but those are the two names that stood out to me. Damn it, my sandal. I'm wearing sandals. This is my work clothes. It's my workstation. If you guys didn't know, if you guys are barely tuning in, it is cold outside. That's why I have the hoodie on, and it's snowing, heavy snow. That's how it is here in this part of the world. Which probably a good thing at this time, so more people can stay inside and stop spreading this damn virus. Because I just heard, and really as I was setting up here for the podcast, that Von Miller, number 58 for the Denver Broncos, tested positive for the coronavirus. So you're not immune. No one's immune to this. Von Miller's Superman. And is it going to be okay? Yeah. Rudy Gobert's okay. Donovan Mitchell's okay. Von Miller's a super athlete. He'll be fine, I believe. But no one is exempt. Just stay home. Hopefully, this is one of those things where people are like, oh, Von Miller caught it. I'm staying home. So it's a plus that it's snowing right now in Colorado. And not a whole lot of people are leaving. I haven't left the house. I went outside to shovel, and that was painful enough. I've said plenty of times, if you ever follow me on Instagram or Twitter, Sports Plus Life or MRAKACO, I've said it plenty of times. I am an indoor Mexican. I don't do outdoor stuff. I do stuff inside. Very obvious. I work indoors. I do this podcast indoors. You rarely see me outside. I go to concerts indoors. Okay? I don't even go to restaurants or I don't even go to restrooms in outhouses because it's outside. You know what I'm saying? I don't do a whole lot of outdoor stuff. And it's very obvious because look at my figure. It's full figured. I have curves. A couple extra pounds. So yeah, just stay home. I was able, when I went to go see my mother, my niece was, she's staying with my sister, and my niece was over there, and she was like, she just wanted to play, and unfortunately I couldn't play with her because of social distancing, like I wanted to. I just wanted to hug her and kiss her, and this fucking virus is keeping me away from her, and it's really painful sometimes. It almost made me want to cry. I'm strong though. I'm a thug. Plus, I got that $1,200 stimmy check. All right, so I bought her a present. That's what I do when I feel bad. I buy her presents. That's just what a uncle does, especially the favorite one. That's what I have to do. So yeah, I just I want this over with. I want this over just as much as you do. Even though I don't go outside, I might hike a couple this summer if we're able to. If it stops snowing, maybe half like a 14 or whatever they're called. I'll hike up to, I don't know. The only place I ever walk, really, like if I walk, like if I'm in Vegas. Like I'll walk in Vegas. Who doesn't? I walked in Vegas once. And kind of staying off topic here. I'm going to get to it right here in a second. I want the story real quick. Walking all day. Went with someone who's never been to Vegas. It was me and her. And she wanted to see everything. And I've been to Vegas already that time. Plenty of times. 4 or 5 times. Something like that. And they're like, oh, let's go do this. Let's go do that. Walking in vans. Very narrow feet. And I'm like, dude, I can't walk. I'm hurting. Like, what the fuck's going on? Blisters all over my feet. Walking up and down the street. If you, like, let's say you're at the MGM Grand. And you look down, you're like, oh, there's Treasure Island. Let's just walk over there. It doesn't look far at all. It is far. Far AF. And that was the first day. That was painful. That was, it was the first day. It was still a good time. Vegas is shut down. Hopefully Vegas opens back up. See, man, we can't take these type of trips if you guys are out here fucking about. Stay home. Order food. Let's abide by the law. Don't be coughing on people. Don't be ignorant. Don't be stupid. Sit your ass at home. Or guess who is going to show up to chop the shit out of you? This is NWA Ric Flair. Look at that. Woo. You don't want that Ric Flair. But yeah, anyways, yeah. No one's immune. Sit your ass at home. Let's get this over with together. But I was talking about Dana White and Vince McMahon earlier, which we're going to get to both of them, actually. Dana White first. Dana White is targeting a return date for the UFC May 9th. I don't know if that's going to be the UFC 249 that's supposed to happen this weekend. So May 9th is only, 3 weeks away? Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So, 4 weeks away. About 3 weeks. No, about 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks away. You're still trying to put on a crazy card. This is what the rumored card is right now. Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje was supposed to happen this weekend. But also Henry Cejudo against Dominic Cruz. Henry Cejudo was supposed to fight this weekend. No, May 9th in Brazil against Jose Aldo. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. So Henry Cejudo is going to fight the returning Dominic Cruz. I don't know if this is going to be for the belt. Is this 135 championship belt? No. Who's 135 champ? Is it Henry Cejudo? Yeah, he is. He's 135 pound champ. That's right. Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer, which is supposed to happen. Was that supposed to happen? Yeah, it's supposed to happen on the Habib card, I believe. Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Bangers. All right, we talked about bangers. And Jeremy Stephens versus Calvin Kattar. One fight that was added that wasn't like part of the original like jump offs. Donald Cowboy Cerrone against Anthony Pettis too. Because I remember Anthony Pettis beat Cowboy Cerrone. I think he hit him with a liver shot. Body shot. Beat the crap out of him. So that's going to be number 2. Which is very fitting because they're both on very bad losses. Anthony Pettis got choked out by... not even choked out, but he got tapped out. By the Brazilian. I can't remember his name. Greg Hardy. The woman beater against the Yorgan de Castro. The heavyweight. I think that's the dude from Panama or something, Paraguay or something like that. Alexei Olenek versus Fabricio Verdum. Alexei Olenek, I believe, was that 40-plus-year-old with like 6, 7 kids that beat, I can't remember. It was on that McGregor card when he fought Cowboy. Carla Esparza versus Michelle Watterson. Very good fight there. 2 different styles. So we'll see how that goes. Very prominent women in those divisions. In women fighting in general. I saw Michelle Watterson fight like probably 12 years ago here in Denver, or Broomfield to be exact. And she fought on a Strike Force card. Pretty crazy. She's pretty good. She's good then. Still is. Carla Esparza, a good wrestler. Good, just tough chick. First winner of the Tough Women's, I believe. Carla Esparza. And then Ronaldo Jacare Souza versus Uriah Hall. I think that was supposed to happen not that long. Some here too. So everything's just going to be put into one big fight, which is pretty crazy. And then Vicente Luque versus Nico Price. Talked about that one, hoping that fight was going to happen. I claimed there was going to be one banger. Probably fight of the night. So keep your eye out. And then Charlie Rosa versus Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell, I think, is the one that if you guys don't remember, I don't know if you have seen it, pulled off the Twister not that long ago. Let's kind of put him on the map. Let's take a look here. Hold on. This is going to bother the shit out of me. Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, he pulled off the Twister. What was his last fight? Against Matt Sales. Yep. That was December 7, 2019. Which Overeem Rozenstruik. Okay, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, pretty crazy. Tough kid. He's a cowboy, man. He was trying to get the camo. Something camo. I can't remember. He's a bit like one of those hillbilly dudes. But, I mean, if Dana White is going to pull this off, then it's going to be an amazing card if something can happen. But, there's a lot of uncertainty out there still. Still a whole lot of testing going on. Some states are doing worse than others. And if this is going to be like a Fight Island type thing, I don't know if it's going to be on the island that he's purchased, building a thing on. I don't know if it's going to be at the Tachi Palace where he was going to have it originally on the Indian reservation in California. I don't know really what's going on. No, not everything. Not a whole lot of stuff is uncertain. Just like it was last week. No one knew what was going on. No one knew where this fight was going to happen, or if it was going to happen, or who was officially on the card. But May 9th, they're targeting to come back, which I need something, man. I'm getting bored. Draft coming up next week. That's going to fill a little bit of a void. But other than that, I mean, wrestling is still there. And the only other thing I've been doing, man, is gaming. Still gaming. MRAKA27 on Xbox and Activision on Warzone. Holler at your boy. MRAKA27 Xbox Activision. Yeah, I don't know. But lately my schedule has been work 6 to 2, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Do stuff around the house, cook for like 2-3 hours, and then try to game a little bit. Game till like 11 o'clock midnight. I need to fill a void, man. I'm trying not to eat as much as possible. It's very easy to eat. I'm trying not to do that, man. Trying not to do that. But that's what's going on right now. The UFC just giving you guys a heads up. If you guys didn't know, you already know. Mr. AKA Edgar Rodriguez brought it to you. If not, I stole this from Instagram. But speaking of Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, I'm still talking about that. I'm still watching WWE. WrestleMania was just over not that long ago. Just yesterday, though, WWE made a lot of cuts. A lot of people were laid off from their jobs. A lot of wrestlers, a lot of backstage personalities, a lot of front office people as well. Here is a big list of the people that have got laid off so far. I don't know if there's more to come. The biggest names are Rusev. Rusev is the biggest one probably out of all of them here. Hasn't been used really on TV for a few months when you're having that weird angle with Bobby Lashley and his wife. Rusev's real life wife, Lana, aka CJ Perry, hasn't been seen in a while. Got arrested, and then you just haven't seen him. What they wrestled, I don't know if it was like Royal Rumble. I can't remember what it was, but they did wrestle. Drake Maverick, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows were just recently used not that long ago in that Boneyard match that I spoke about on the podcast a couple episodes ago. So I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was kind of a little weird, thrown out of the left field. But here we are. Heath Slater, Eric Young, Eric Rowan, Sarah Logan, No Way Jose, Mike Kanellis, Maria Kanellis, EC3, Leo Rush. Leo Rush was just like the cruiserweight champion, 205 champion. Not that a month or so ago. So a lot of head scratches for me, anyways. Primo and Epico, which I haven't seen on TV in God knows how long. They also let go of Kurt Angle. He was just a backstage producer, so wasn't doing anything physical. But Kurt Angle's got to go too, unfortunately. You suck. You suck. You suck. Anyways. Aiden English, who is was doing a lot of 205 commentary. Hasn't been wrestled since last year sometime. Was doing the whole thing with Rusev Day. Anyways, but yeah. But one of the biggest one, and probably one of the longest reigning superstars, referees, Mike Chioda. Been with the company probably the longest and got laid off, which is that sucks, man. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't remember the last time Mike Chioda was used though. I don't know what his title was. I don't remember the last time I saw him in a match. It may have been recent, probably not that long ago. Wrestled a lot of good matches. I remember watching the older WrestleManias. You saw him in there. Young had the mullet and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't know if there's gonna be a whole lot more coming. Let me see here. Let me read a little bit on this here real quick. Prior to the releases, WWE announced it was furloughing a portion of its workforce effective immediately. The company added it believes the headcount reduction will be temporary in nature. In addition to the furloughs, WWE said it's reducing executive and board member pay, decreasing operating expenses, and cutting talent expenses, third-party staffing, and consulting. Various producers were reportedly affected by the cuts, included Shane Helms, the Hurricane, and WWE writer Andrea Listenberg was also let go. Billy Kidman, who's a former wrestler, was working backstage. Fit Finley, Devon Dudley. God, I can't remember who else. Let me take a look here. There's a bigger list here. Nope, that's not it. Anyways, but yeah, there was a bunch of other people, former wrestlers, that were let go. So it's crazy times. I mean, it's just kind of reflecting, how everyone, how the world is right now. They're very uncertain times. A lot of these guys aren't going to be able to probably collect a check for a little bit too. I don't know if the releases have non-compete clauses, if they're able to get picked up by other organizations when we're up and running, able to start making money. I'm sure a lot of these guys have, other income. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder have their podcasts. I'm sure they get income off of that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Who knows? Who knows what else is going to happen? Who knows if there are going to be more cuts? Yeah, no one's safe right now in these times. Not even big Vince McMahon. He has grapefruits for balls. Invented the billionaire strut. So this whole company just isn't safe. A lot of I guess you said it's a lot of uncertainties. We want to be able to get back to normal, but we just don't know if we can. And big companies like this, it's a little crazy. You have to let go of play, but I mean, it also makes sense that a lot of these guys weren't even seen on TV anymore, being used background. Being used in the background, being used in these small shows like what was it, Superstars, just stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense to release a lot of these wrestlers and backstage talent. So I don't know. I don't know. I said a lot on the show. I just realized that I do not know because I don't. I don't think anyone really knows where everyone's going. Where the future is leading us, especially right now. 2020 is, 2020. I remember growing up as a kid. We're supposed to have flying cars. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to have a city up in the moon. Somewhere along the line, we got a little lost, and maybe greedy. But we aren't doing a whole lot of those things. So, yeah, everyone's shutting down. Everyone's not looking good. WWE, MLS is looking to possibly lose billions. I didn't know they make. It's a lot of money. Who knows if they can actually recover from all of this? They're supposed to have. I mean, right now they would have been in the season. I think there were 2 games in the season they had to cancel. Not cancel, but suspend operations or just suspend games in general. They have a game every week. They also have a secondary games like CONCACAF, stuff like that. And they also have like the Lamar Hunt, like just a bunch of different, different sources of income, which all these games have ad revenue, ticket sales, vendor sales, merch sales. So they make a lot of money off of all these type of, different things. So, you could also imagine too that a lot of these stadiums are also being used for venue, a lot of these venues for concerts, especially coming up in the summer. A lot of these are being used for outdoor venues. Like Justin Bieber is supposed to do a world tour. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Carlos Santana is supposed to do one. I don't know if that's going to happen. That's because he's supposed to be at least be in Colorado July 1st. I remember that much. Saw him last year. Pretty good show. Very good show. You should watch it. And then be high. There's a lot of colors. So, yeah. I I don't know. No one even knows what's going to happen in the fall. A lot of people don't know how football is going to be coming out. Are we going to have regular football? Are we going to have, and by regular football, I mean, are we going to have people in the stands? Are you going to be able to watch? Are you going to be able to tailgate? Are you going to be able to go to the stadium in general? Is there going to be NCAA football? Are kids going to be on campus? Is there going to be fans at these stadiums? They definitely won't make any money. But part of me, because you guys know how I feel about the NCAA, it's a little bittersweet in the fact that these kids don't get to play, but it's a little sweet that these old white guys realize how important these kids are. And you are nothing without these kids. They need to be compensated one way or another. They're sticking their lives out for you. They're healthy. Their healthiness for an education. And it's crazy about it. I think that we get this instilled is that, and especially in our youth, is that you have to go to college. Well, a lot of people don't go to college to be successful. They go to college to party, hang out with their friends. There's very little people that want to be successful, want to do this. But it's hard for me. I mean, I can take a look at college and be like, well, there's a lot of people who didn't go to college and are making a lot of money. So, and don't owe all these, college loans, student loans, loans in general. So, I don't know. And I've talked about this in the podcast too, is that eventually there might not even be like an amateur basketball like there would be college. A lot of people could probably skip. Because the rule right now is that you have to do 1 year before you have to play somewhere else before 1 year before you go enter the NBA draft. So who knows what's gonna happen with basketball coming up in November, when everything's up and running, November, December. So we're talking about basketball right now. We don't even know what's gonna happen now. So it's very crazy time, very different times. But I think we'll get through. We'll get through with it all. I have no other reason to believe we won't. There's a lot of signs in a lot of places that we're flattening the curve. We're fucking up coronavirus. And it very evident too. We're not really fucking afraid of it. And if I take a look around and go to the store, people are like, I'm at the store. We're supposed to wear a mask. No one has a mask. I don't even know where to get a mask. I'm not going to make one. I'm not going to walk in, a Mexican walking in with a blue or red bandana, a black bandana in general in the store, and asking all white ladies, like, hey, excuse me, ma'am, do you know where the cabbage is? No. I'm not going to. I need a mask. I want like a Bane mask. But I got that stimmy check, so I might look into it. Yeah. So much going on. So much weird stuff going on. Not a whole lot to really talk about right now at this moment as far as sports go, but I definitely want to bring that up. Jackie Robinson Sports Plus Live episode. A little bit of sad news to report as well today. Howard, because I was talking about WWE, forgot to mention this. Kind of was on a little tangent. Howard Finkel, the longtime announcer for the WWE, passed away today. 69 years old. I do not know. Let me take a look here, just double check. I don't think it had anything to do with the coronavirus. Did you guys hear that? Coronavirus. Carol Baskins killed her husband by the tiger. I don't know how that song goes. You guys hear that? Like some guy remixed it. The guy's funny as shit. People, I've said this before. People are creative, man. Technology. All right. I heard there's an app out there that makes bangers. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to start making music too, and I'm going to be famous. TikTok famous. But TikTok made famous right now doesn't pay the bills for me. Actually, my actual job really doesn't pay the... Okay. Howard Finkel. Howard Finkel. Let me take a look here, because I don't know if he was sick or not. Let me check. Whoa. Let me see. WWE Hall of Famer... Howard Finkel has died. Howard Finkel has died at the age of 69. The WWE confirmed the news in a statement shared on the organization's website. Finkel died on Thursday morning. A rep WWE confirmed to Fox News no cause of death was given. A ring announcer, Finkel is also no one knows what's going on. Yeah, sad to see that, man. It's because growing up watching wrestling, I mean, he was the announcer. You knew who Howard the Fink is what they called him. You had people like Mean Gene Okerlund. You had the Fink, Gorilla Monsoon, stuff like that. You remember those. Howard Finkel's voice was very distinctive. Announcing people to the ring. Mr. Perfect. I'll never forget the way he said Mr. Perfect. I loved it. Yeah, it's life. I mean, it's the circle of life. God, not a whole lot of shit surprises me now the way the life is going right now, the way the world is going. But it's sad when anyone loses their life. And Howard Finkel being a part of, a lot of memories. A lot of wrestling memories. Like I said, I've watched wrestling since I was 5 years old. Fell in love with it. Been to plenty of shows. And so it hurt a little bit to know that. But, hopefully he's at peace. And his family can, hopefully mourn quietly. And as they, put him to rest. Whatever is going on in life. I don't know what to say there. But rest in peace, Howard Finkel. Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot else other than that, players. Kind of a quick rundown. UFC coming back. Definitely hope it comes back. I need UFC. I need scraps in my life. I need fights. I need shit talking. I need something to stimulate me. I need something to illegally stream. Just kidding. This one I'll actually probably buy because I got that stimmy check, baby. WWE laying off a lot of athletes and performers. Sorry, I don't want to just they are athletes, but they're also performers. And they're human beings with lives. So I hope eventually. There's a lot of opportunities outside of the WWE as well. So I'm not really worried about all that. I'm sure they aren't as well. New Japan Wrestling, when everything's up and running. AEW as well, if they're being looked at. You also have Ring of Honor, NWA. So still a whole lot of stuff out there for a lot of people. So there's always a bright side to this. Grass is always greener wherever you water it. So, I still have not finished Tiger King. I just gotta go off of like what everyone sees. I don't know if I want to finish it now. To be honest with you, I heard there was an 8th episode. Don't know how it went. It looks like it was done via like Skype and shit like that by what's his name, McHale. Joel McHale. That's it, man. Stay your asses at home. Sit down. Don't move. All right? Do not move. Give me some lists to do here, man. Order food. There's curbside pickup at grocery stores, Best Buy, stuff like that. They do that. There's a lot of in-store pickups. You don't need a whole lot. You just eat food. You need your TV, a little bit of internet, and that's it. Work out a little bit, do a couple crunches. That's it, man. So learn a new hobby, read, watch old wrestling, watch old fights, go to YouTube, follow in a dark hole. That's what I do. One time I'm checking like, oh, here's an old wrestling video. I'm going to watch this. Next thing you know, I'm watching TikTok compilations, and all of a sudden I'm watching dash cam videos in Russia of people wrecking. How I get there, I don't know, but we get there. So there's a lot of stuff to pass the time. Like when I get done here, I'm going to freak Call of Duty. Just kidding. I'm going to go fold laundry because that's what's popping off. But then I'm going to play Call of Duty. Just kidding. I got to go make food because I'm hungry. And then I'm going to play Call of Duty. Just kidding. I'm going to order food and play Call of Duty. So that's it. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Holler at your boy, MRAKACO on Instagram and Twitter. Sports Plus Life, Instagram and Twitter. YouTube.com/Sports Plus Life. And, you want to cut me a little bit of that stimmy check? Donate me. I'll put my Cash App and Venmo all up in the description. Holler at your boy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Sports Fest Live is episode number 42, the Jackie Robinson edition. Woo!